Electric cooperatives are doubling down on their investments in alternative forms of generating electricity. While some sources of renewable energy have matured into a stable industry, others are beginning to emerge as reliable resources.
Rural electric cooperatives in Oklahoma and around the country are developing the resources for electric generation to meet the demands of their member customers and are attempting to do it in an affordable manner. Cooperatives from two regions of the National Rural Electric Cooperative Association are working on setting an agenda for their members who provide electricity to rural homes and businesses.
And so we have a couple of regions here. It represents a few states. And it's an important part of our process because we are, as a national association, we have over 950 members, co-ops around the country.
In Oklahoma, wind generation has become a mature industry, providing thousands of megawatts of electricity to our state and beyond. The economics of wind power are now such that it delivers electricity at comparable rates to fossil fuels.
From Western Farmers' perspective, it's been a way for us to bring cheaper, locally made power to our members.
Western Farmers Co-op has used wind since it became available in 2003.
We started out with the first wind farm down at Blue Canyon at Lawton, and since then we've added nearly 600 megawatts of wind in the state of Oklahoma. We have members in Region 10 in New Mexico also that we've added wind out there.
It was through incentives, not mandates, that the wind industry was allowed to develop in Oklahoma.
And I think in Oklahoma we've demonstrated that let's set a goal and then let us do it in the most cost-effective way, in the most efficient way. And I think that's how you've seen it build out. And we far exceeded that goal, but it was based on economics and not, a requirement to do, X, Y, or Z by a certain date.
The electricity now generated by wind power has surpassed the goals set as the industry began getting a foothold in Oklahoma.
But I think Oklahoma's gone way past the goal, just because I think we all underestimated how cheap wind and how solar can be, and that it just kind of surpassed all of our expectations on how far it would develop in this area.
Solar has now entered the mix of options for co-ops like Western Farmers.
We've also started community solar projects in Oklahoma, and we have about 18 megawatts in about 14 projects at local distribution co-ops.
Western Farmers has also constructed large-scale solar projects at its substations. Other solar projects are in the works as well.
All told today, we have about 50 megawatts of solar energy in the state of Oklahoma and New Mexico. And just recently, we signed our first over 200 megawatt solar project that will be commercial in 2022 in New Mexico.
That will push the percentage of renewables in the grid to 35% for Western Farmers Co-op, which also includes hydroelectricity generation. Electric co-ops have several options to set up solar energy production. Of course, solar panel farms owned by the co-op is one way, and individuals can buy rooftop solar panels as well. But the co-op and the customer can join forces for community solar.
Community solar is one where the individual consumers buy a panel or two, but instead of putting it up on the roof, they do it with a group of other people. You get all the benefits of the economy of scale, which, by the way, building at scale is like a 2-to-1 benefit over doing it on your own rooftop. You can optimize the angle to the sun for best efficiency. It really is the way to go.
Battery technology is also emerging, but for the Southwest Power Pool, rules for its use must be put into place before co-ops can embrace it.
FERC just came out not very long ago and introduced some of this technology that you need to create rules to accommodate those in the market. And in the Southwest Power Pool, those rules are not done yet.
Once the rules are set, Oklahoma's rural co-op customers can expect power to come from those sources as well. By taking an all-of-the-above energy approach, Western Farmers Co-op has been able to keep prices in check for its members.
And it's been a challenge for us to do that as part of the Southwest Power Pool market. But by blending all that in there, we've been able to maintain our cost at a flat level, and it's very likely to do that for some years in the future.
The legislative and congressional cutbacks on incentives for renewables have yet to slow down wind farm development in Oklahoma. But as they begin to fade away after this year, developers are working overtime.
Develop doesn't mean get built and become commercial, but meet an IRS code that they can actually qualify for the incentives. And the prices you're seeing from the middle part of this year to the end of what I expect to be the end of 2018 are so low, it probably prices almost every other form of energy out of the market.
In the meantime, Oklahoma's rural electric co-ops will continue to offer its members options using alternative energy resources to keep the lights on while also keeping costs as low as possible.